You know, I have been predominantly like always having a computer in front of me. And when I don't, I really feel like I don't
Empty.
Yeah, I feel like I have a little anxiety right now. I don't have my paper, I don't have anything in front of me right now to tell you what this all is about. Yeah, like I have a little bit of like, holy cow, and I grabbed papers, but they're completely not relevant to this conversation.
Almost there.
So, are you like, is there if you're on Zoom and you hit a button, or are you going on a different computer? And
That would be if I had a presentation that we were doing today, I would be using that computer.
oh,
But no, yeah, I'm hitting the button from Zoom, which goes live, but the problem is the way they have our computer set up, I have to transfer over to a different browser because it won't work.
I see.
And that text, okay, good.
It's showing on my computer that we're live on YouTube, Annette.
Yep, I just had to get switched over to the other browser.
Okay. Okay, hello
Hey.
everyone.
Hello?
Hello.
This is Dale. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes.
We were wondering who that was.
Well, I'm sitting in my truck over in Berrien Springs getting ready to go fishing, so.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'd much rather go catching. Fishing and catching are two different concepts.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm trying to do this on video, but apparently it's not coming through.
Yeah, it's not.
Probably need broadband there.
Probably need better broadband.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, well, you got me verbal.
Good.
Okay, well, we won't keep them from his fishing trip. Let's call the meeting to order.
Okay.
okay.
Ready for roll call?
Yes, please, Jennifer.
Dale?
Yes.
Don is absent. Ezra?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Catherine?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
And Mamie?
Yes.
We have 6 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Next is approval of the minutes.
Next, we will do the approval of the meeting minutes from May 28th. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Commissioner Scott, I'd like to make that motion to approve the minutes as written.
I support.
Thank you.
State
And
who supported it.
Dale?
For the record.
Was it?
State who supported it for the record. So,
Maybe
Yes.
supported it?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I on mute or something? No?
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Good.
Ready for roll call?
yes, please.
Dale?
Yes.
Ezra?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Mamie?
Yes.
We have 6 yays and 1 absent.
Next, communication. In your, with the packets of the invite to this meeting, I also included the language or the act, the National Land Bank Networking Act that's been introduced by Dan Kildee and an associate, who the other guy was. And really this is entitled, or ideally able to create opportunity to do a national networking land bank throughout the nation, with the intent of doing some best practices and also giving some support, technical assistance and special project funding to help land banks address blighted, abandoned, and foreclosed properties and put them back into repurposed uses. It was pretty exciting. If you read through the act, it that they would like to designate for 2021, $10 million, which is great.
Great.
And then each year after that, like 7 million. Where it's gonna go and what traction it's gonna, be able to, press forward at is unknown. We don't know yet, but, this is the initial, communication that's out there, and it's definitely a positive piece of legislation if it gets approved, move forward. So, that's really, I don't know if anyone has any comments or thoughts on that, but I just wanted to share that communication. And as I learn more things, this was provided to us from the Michigan Association of Land Banks, which we are a member of. This was at the meeting, they forwarded this on, and Center for Community Progress would be the entity or the nonprofit that would manage or be the fiduciary of this funds and work with all land banks. So,
May I ask a question?
sure.
Hello. I'd like to ask, and I wrote this, Katie, and you're kind of in that when you tell us that there is a plan. I looked at the pages that you sent us. Is that what you were just talking about? And it's from federal government?
Yeah.
Yes, and I didn't get to read it all, but I wonder if there is, hopefully there will be something where board members can be invited to some meeting. I went to a couple of them and they were just excellent and very valuable. And it made me extremely proud of Berrien County because it was kind of like we were the authorities, like we knew how it went. We had done things that were successful and had been completed. So I was real proud of Katie and what's the other young lady's name? I'm sorry. Starts with a J. That works with, no, yeah, Jennifer and the other with the blonde braid.
Kim,
Kim, I was just real proud of you all. You've been in this a long time, and we may have been one of some of their first convertees, because Kildee was not yet in the Senate or House or whatever he's in. So I'm just wondering if there will be something that the board members could go to if they wanted to, so that they could see what other communities are doing and how we're doing.
Well, that is fairly much what the Networking Act would allow for, the best practices and opportunities to work with and see how other land banks throughout not just Michigan, but also throughout the U.S.
Yeah, and I would like
there is a land bank. I wouldn't call it, well, it's called the National Conference of Land Banks or something like that.
Okay.
And that usually is hosted every 18 months.
Okay.
So every other year, kind of, or it ends up being every 18 months. And that has been, so in some years it's been in Michigan, in other years it's been in other states. So the last couple of years, they've been moving throughout different states to host. It's also attracting more communities to participate and be involved. And so I'm sure due to COVID and a lot more virtual conferencing, there may be more opportunities for us to be able to access and utilize, get more connections and resources.
Sure. I understand now, why not now, but I hope that it, and I think one of my points is if you're on some board there or high enough up is to suggest that our board members, not just yours, need more training or coming together. Thanks. Thank you.
So you have two people watching on YouTube right now, and I think I'm one of them. So I asked twice if we had any public comments for the land bank, and I have had no responses. So I do believe that you have no public comments.
budget review. So we did start the actual paperwork transaction to repay the county that was discussed last month. And so that is, I'm just gonna say it's in the queue, meaning it's in our financial management system unit. And so it will be likely, a check should be cut next month. And we'll get that straightened out. But as you can see, I did just, actually about a half hour ago, I emailed you our financial statement, or our financial report, prepared by Doug James. And the cash balance as of April 30th, 2020 was $541,400.76. The cash balance as of May 31st, paying invoices that were approved, or less invoices paid, was $536,337.66. We don't today, which is unusual, we have no bills to pay as of today. So our balance is $536,337.66.
I have another question. Do we have any properties that we're having to pay to have the grass cut and stuff? Do we still owning something?
No, we do not. We do not have anything in our inventory as of today.
Yay.
I take that back. We have one property. We have an industrial property that we have an agreement with Cornerstone Alliance, who is managing and maintaining the property.
Yeah, it's in some other city. Tell me where it is.
It's in Lake Township.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So Katie, tell us again about the loan from the county. Where does that stand?
Oh, so a requisition, our financial management process is that the requisition is prepared, then it goes through everyone's approval, and then it goes to the County Board of Commissioners for approval. So that is where it's at. It's gone through, it's just sitting on one person's, I shouldn't say one person, but it's in the queue of everyone's approval. So it's in the queue. And it will get approved more than likely next Thursday, or the next time the Board of Commissioners meets and has approval of all requisitions that are gotten the okays.
Okay. So if the pending process plays out to its completion, then we'll be paying back that loan.
Yes, yes. So I was hoping that on your financial report, you would have had that $45,000 on there, but it just, it missed the cutoff. We'll just call it, it missed this week's cutoff. So it'll happen next week, or the next time the Board of Commissioners meet.
Right, and that's what I want to tell you is we meet again on July 9th.
Okay, so.
And it'll still be Zoom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So there's no actions at this point, so nobody has to accept anything.
Okay.
So next is strategic planning, or do you want to talk about?
Is there any old business?
There is none old business, unless you want to at this point talk about the
Foreclosure, or you want me to wait for the new business?
yeah. Okay. All right. Next is we'll talk about strategic planning, and I'll just kind of give you some updates as to what I've been doing over the last month. I've been playing a lot with surveys, just free SurveyMonkey. I got myself an account and I've made some samples. Kim Fedison has been my guinea pig and sending her the survey. But what I thought I would do is send you guys, use the actual SurveyMonkey to engage in more questions and strategic planning for us as a board, but then also have a sample or, you know, a draft of different versions of surveys that we could post either on our Facebook page, you know, that we could leave open for a certain amount of time and then take it down. Also, we could send them specifically to stakeholders that we wanted to work with and partners. So, for example, since we really are wanting to do stuff with youth builds, we could reach out to all of the schools that are participating in programs like that, and then also any other agencies and nonprofits and organizations that are seeking that kind of giving us some feedback as to what they need, what we can do, how we can partner, how we can help and assist them. But also, where I've played with some of the questioning was also an opportunity to educate as well. So it can also be a way for us to say, did you know that the land bank can do quiet title? And do you know quiet, you know, things to that. So it can also be an engaging process for not people to just feed us information, but also for us to be able to tell them a little bit more through the surveys. So that's what I've been working on from that perspective. And also starting to kind of think more just what's happening in the next year, particularly with the tax foreclosures, how that's working, and the time frame and timeline for that, which Shelley can probably expand a little more on that. Yeah.
Okay, looking at tax foreclosure for this year, Governor Whitmer has changed our tax foreclosure date numerous times. We are now scheduled to foreclose on June 30th. Last day to redeem their taxes is Monday, June 29th. Right now, potentially, I have about 230 foreclosures, which includes 65 occupied homes and 19 unoccupied structures, with about 145 vacant lots. This past week, I've had Matt Octoberg, who works part-time for our office, go out to these occupied and unoccupied structures and post a orange sticker, which was a pre-foreclosure notice. Thankfully, it's generated some phone calls and visits from some of these homeowners wondering what they can do to save their home. Majority of them I've put on payment plans. So at least they won't be foreclosed on. And at this point, I don't want to foreclose on someone's home, but I have talking to other treasurers, talking to counsel, attorneys, so forth, so on. I have to foreclose. My judgment is entered. So I have to go through with it. So we'll do the best we can with it. No auction date has been set yet due to the fluctuation of what day we are actually going to be able to foreclose. Plus, I have to adhere to the governor's orders of social distancing, group size, and such. So at this point, we're unsure on how that auction is actually going to happen. I'm kind of, the soonest I could probably get even an auction put together would be September. And then I also have a deadline of the first Tuesday in November to have everything basically cleaned up, so whatever's being sold, money handled, and that sort of thing. So I have a very small window to work with. So that's what we're kind of looking at for foreclosure.
Shelley, Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
any plans on any show cause hearings? Because the last year, the last time we did it, I thought we only saw about 5 people. The rest of them ended up getting put on payment plans and things like that. But with this COVID now, how's that going to affect that? Because I believe our last one and our previous show cause hearing, the last two, produced some very bad results with landlords who had been bilking people out of their monies for land contracts, and that always bothered me. The last one I think we just had straightened out was in Galeen. So are there anything like that needs to be really looked at that we maybe need to get a hold of counsel on?
That situation specifically, I actually just looked at that one yesterday. That situation has not been cleared up. The 2017 taxes were paid, which that is the year that's up for foreclosure, but she still has 2016 taxes out there that the state didn't pay. I have notified her. From my understanding, she's not completely mentally stable, but she has a sister, and we're trying to make contact with her in regards to that situation.
Okay. Well, I know that was a huge problem, that something where they had paid or something and it didn't get transferred over in the land contract or something.
Correct.
Right. And yes, those are the things that concern me, because if with this COVID, we would not have found out about that if we didn't have that show cause hearing.
Right, and that takes place in January,
Right.
those show cause hearings. And yeah, we are aware of that situation. And like I said, I just looked at it again yesterday.
All right.
And we're trying to make contact.
All right. Thank you.
This is Dale. One quick question. How many occupied homes? I missed that one.
At this point, I have about 65 occupied.
Okay, thank you.
Like I said, some of those have already come in and have gotten on payment plans, or they've paid it off. At least the 2017 tax year.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
This is Kathy. Could I ask another quick follow-up question? Is, with the deadline looming next Tuesday,
Yes.
for foreclosure, right? And they could come in, the folks who with occupied structures, they could come in as late as Monday to
Monday
arrange
at 5 o'clock.
payment.
That is correct. By Monday, 5 o'clock. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
each of those occupied homes they've gotten the notice, and Matt has gone out to try and get a face-to-face with them. Has he been able to get a face-to-face with all those 65?
No, not all of them. Some of them had the sticker put on their house. Now, mind you, these occupied homes, I will be going through each file with the fine-tooth comb to make sure proper notice was given and so forth before I actually foreclose on that. If
Sure.
I find a hint of something that's not right, no, I won't foreclose.
Okay. Then there's an extension period for that, I take it?
No, they just get basically set aside from the judgment.
Okay.
And I'll be filing that after we foreclose. That'll get filed with the court.
Okay. It's a big job.
Yes, it is. Maybe you have a question?
I do. It makes you feel so bad, and we're asking questions and everything. And normally it's to March 31st, I think is the date that you can do something. They have now until June 29th.
Yeah.
And they're not 1 year behind, they are 3 years behind.
Oh, for sure.
In
Yeah.
taxes. And
Yeah.
then we have a hearing at the county, and we're there however long it takes. And I know Shelley knows this. She may not have been in it, but she knows when it happens. And then Brett Witkowski took it on himself that for about 3 weeks, he goes to a community on a Saturday and say in a library and meets however many people that want to come. And there are 2 or 3 of us that go with him or meet with him and volunteer and usher the people in, along with usually the treasurer of that community. And so he did it in Benton Harbor. He did it in maybe Niles, help me, or Berrien Springs. And so he has, yeah, so they have
Yeah,
met
that's great.
all that they can.
Yeah.
And sometimes people say, I didn't know that. We
Yeah.
spend, and Shelley can tell you, I exaggerate perhaps, maybe $200,000 in certified mail to see that people get this, and their folder is full of envelopes. Some they were there, some they weren't. And then when this man goes and puts the orange sticker on, I don't know that it's his job to be trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
So please know that we have gone far beyond and above.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It makes you so sad you want to cry.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's good to, thanks for pointing that out, Mamie. I absolutely, I'm just, the more I learn across the process, the more I can appreciate, and I do appreciate how much the county really does try to help its residents. And it's great to get that word out too, and to have more people understand just how much you do try to keep properties in their productive use. So yeah, thanks for that.
We don't
over
want
and
the
above,
properties.
for sure.
We don't want them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's only so much you can do, for sure. I mean, there's a really robust system out there, and that's really appreciated, for sure. Yeah.
Good, thank you.
So with that information, I would just, kind of think about, certainly the occupied homes are a big concern for us as a land bank, because I think, or as a county really, to be addressing people, foreclosing on people of where they're living. But the other number also to kind of look at and think about, which is, what we're familiar with, what we also are capable of handling, is those vacant lots. Should they end up coming to us? There's 145. So many of those could possibly be sold at an auction if that's the case, but who knows how that's gonna all work out. And
in regards to the vacant lots, like I said, we're not sure on the auction how it's going to work. In a regular year, normal year, we would have 2 auctions, and usually those vacant lots get scooped up at the second one for $50.
Yep.
That's usually when the scavengers come out and scoop those up, and it's, we can alleviate most of those going to the land bank.
Yeah.
But this year, usually a vacant lot at the first auction is minimum taxes of those past 3 years.
Yeah.
So they normally don't sell. So that's, something we have to, think about as well.
Yeah. I thought of something else, and I don't know if Shelley, Treasurer White, if you have the way to look at this and to know, but the one other terrible thing in there is that if somebody buying the house, they think on land contract, and the owner is saying, don't worry about anything. I'm paying the taxes out of your money. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And when they look up, none of that has been done. So that's another strike against.
Very true. Very true. I had one call the other day, and she says, how long do I have to get out of my house? I'm renting. I don't know what to do. Yep. I says, you don't have to be out by the weekend. I says, but then the landlord came in and paid. So that one was saved. But what you're saying, Mamie, is very true.
Yep. It's just every trick there is, people do it.
Yeah.
Shelley, can I ask, do you expect that that decision as to whether there be a second auction, do you think you'll make that decision in advance of the first one? Or that's going to be after?
Right now, Steve, like I said, I'm working with such a small window, and between the first auction and the second auction,
It might be close the door and open it up again.
yeah, because I have to have it, I wanna say, I think it's 28 days between the two auctions, or, like Katie just said, I can, the first auction, shut it down, let's say it ends at 1 o'clock, open it right back up for the $50 scavenger hunt at 1:30. You know, we could always do that as well. But my problem is, right now with the COVID and the governor's orders, meeting. And trying to normally we go to the dank, and trying to set chairs 6 feet apart, putting X amount of people in a room, I'm just not sure it's gonna work.
How many
The
people do you
last
think
couple
you
of
get
years,
at
the
the-
line's been out the door. I mean, the place is packed.
Yeah.
We've actually opened up like the back room at
Yeah, I
times
didn't-
for people to sit.
I'd never seen that room. It's huge. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so, and I hate to not let someone in that could be a potential buyer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is all things I'm trying to weigh out right now.
It's a trip. I just go to see. I don't want to buy anything. And then I try to remember not to wave at anybody.
We need to have it at the county fairgrounds and everyone in their car.
Right?
There you go.
A drive-through.
Drive-through, big
Yeah.
turbotron or whatever they call it, and then number one.
Right.
Honk. Flash your lights.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, I have a quick question on that. Do we have the properties that are vacant? Is anyone keeping an eye on mapping those vacant properties and looking for community development, for consolidation of any of those properties? Is there some sort of a mechanism for keeping track on those kinds of things and working with some community partners who might need consolidated tracts?
There's a book. Are you putting out the book this year, Shelley?
It depends. Like I said, I don't know how I'm gonna do the auction. It may be online
That's true.
only, you know. As far as the vacant lots, we notify each municipality to let them know what's out there. You know, this is, it's up to them if they want to use something for a public purpose. Or sometimes a neighbor wants a lot adjacent to their house, so they have interest there.
It is tracked on the GIS site, or at least the Geographic Information System. They used to, I don't know if they are this year, but in past, they've had an actual like layer of the current year's tax foreclosures.
Okay.
But in hindsight, we don't have anything, nothing's been foreclosed as of today. So that those activities tend to come out more once the actual foreclosure happens. Is more inclined when we keep a kind of keep an eye on what's going on, like what might be in the pipeline, but you have to kind of see when it actually hits foreclosure.
That makes sense. Obviously, it needs to be public. Only when it needs to be public.
Yeah, and then also once the foreclosure happens and it goes to the first option of the auction, the land bank we do have the option to be able to ask for the property prior to the foreclosure or to the public auction. But we have to also then pay for it at the minimum rate. So that is an option. or a way in which we could work on if there's an intended end use and a party of collecting various properties for an actual, association of properties, then we can do that.
Thank you.
Anything else, Katie?
At this point, I don't.
No. Does anyone else have anything?
No.
Okay,
No, I'm fine.
okay, then I think we can adjourn this meeting.
I have one question though to Annette. How many people are watching us live?
2.
And that's one and you.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And may I ask, would you introduce our administrator, that gentleman sitting there? We have people that don't know who he is.
We'd like to introduce you to our interim, the interim county administrator, Mike Henry. He's served in this position before, so this is kind of a welcome back.
Thank you.
And this is the Land Bank Authority. I don't think it was here when you were here.
No, it wasn't.
So this is a new board, a new group,
Yeah.
doing
yes,
good things.
It is a good thing.
We were pretty broke for a while until one piece of property broke for us. Now we got money.
Oh, yeah.
Not much, but we got.
Not much, but we got money.
Oh, got a half a million. That's pretty good.
The marijuana thing did pay off for the land bank. We were able to unload a piece of property finally. So
Very nice.
business for them. Good area.